microphone will be like... All right, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1.
I am Sally Sexy.
I'm Mitch Gigundo.
And this is
the Crazy Camming Couple Podcast.
With special guest star, Lily the Barking Bean.
Hey, hello, my lovely little fuckers. How are you? And are you ready for another exciting, sexy, dirty, filthy...
We're not quite as dirty as we normally are because we're like fully clothed and not wearing sexy outfits because we just came back from an engagement party.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And, yeah, it was a celebration of the beginning of a couple's life together.
Yes. We feel so old because the couple that we went to see were like...
in their 20s.
in their late 20s, and we're like, oh my goodness, late 20s means
You remember her when she was in diapers?
Not around.
Yeah, when she was just like a thought.
Yes, because she was not here.
A bun in the oven.
Yeah.
She's cute. Those little pictures were adorable.
Yeah. So we were there all day and had a good time, and it was very, very cool.
I'm waiting for the sunburn to kick in.
It will kick in. We were outside the whole time. Far away from... We were right next to a hot tub that was not operational, and it was very, very traumatic for us.
Shell shock. I couldn't look at the poor little thing.
Yeah, poor hot tub. Don't turn me on and make me warm.
I don't know what kind of hot tub that was. It did not look comfy.
Yeah, it was like a custom built. It wasn't like a hot tub that you buy where it's, a real hot tub thing. It was custom built, and it was all concrete in there, and it wasn't working, and
yeah, I don't know. That's I don't think that's one I would want.
Poor little hot tub, not fulfilling his hot tub destiny.
He's not. He's a glorified pond.
Yep.
He would make a great turtle pond. I'm just saying.
Sally would know.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So we had a fun week. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
We've got a lot of things to talk about. I even kept some notes this week just for a couple of things.
Yeah. So as Gigundo is pretty well known, he just comes up with these crazy, random, brilliant ideas, like for entrepreneurs.
I come with all kinds of entrepreneurial ideas, but actually implementing them and making them work and then making them make any money.
So this week's light bulb was the Cock and Vie Mobile Sex Club.
Cock and Vie.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember that, but okay.
It was. You come out with shit and I don't even think you realize it.
Just plops out of my mouth like a big an orgasmic thought idea. Yes, thank you. I'm welcome.
Yep, Cock and Vie Mobile Sex Club. And I'm not really sure how it worked, but you know what? Cock and vibe. I mean, it sounded amazing. So,
I know a vibe on my cock always feels good.
It does. I know. I've been there.
Yeah, you've had that vibe on your clitorical areas. Clitorical. That's a clitorical question.
Yeah. And the week started off with I came home from work. And there was a little nugget sitting in the driveway. And what I mean, and usually when I call something a little nugget, it's a little animal of some sort. So there's this teeny weeny little birdie just sitting there. And I was like, oh, you're a baby. Oh, this is Flight Club. You left way too soon. So I brought him in the house for the night because he was just sitting in the sunshine in the driveway. It barely could get off the ground that far. And so we babysat the birdie for the night, and I took him back outside. And during that night, I also had rehydrated him because he looked a little parched. And he seemed like he was full of juice the next morning, so I just let him out and let him go, and away he went. So I was like, little birdie, what you doing over there? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
So he flew off. He was okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good news.
And normally, he was a little different than what I normally get. I usually get sparrows, and this was a little wren, so he was super duper tiny. But he seemed like he was fully ready to rock and roll. He just needed a little practice, so he got going the next morning.
He got his practice on. He was gone.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the road.
Yeah. And then So that was the only. What other animal calamities? do
Animal
we
calamities,
have?
animal calamities.
Yeah. Well, the other animal calamities is that they weren't really, well, they were sort of calamities. Chickpea went for her recheck. That's my bearded dragon with the bulgy eyeball, and got a semi good clean bill of health because we're kind of at the situation where the vet is like, well, she's eating, acting normal, pooping, doing all the things that a chickpea should do. Just can't really see too well. Not really sure why. But we're just gonna go with the fact that that's how she's gonna be, and she'll get her pain meds every couple days, and we're just gonna let chickpea it up.
Do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
But the calamity for the week is this one, the teeny weeny little beanie. Our Chihuahua ended up with a lump on her leg, so we had that checked out, and it ended up she had an abscess on her leg, and he thinks it's from a tick bite. So we had to give her medicine, and he went for the topical idea, and we put a salve on her leg, and she licked it, and then she ended up with liquid diarrhea that night. So
diarrhea.
Yeah, so we went back to the vet today, and he gave her a shot of antibiotics that'll last for like 10 days. So that should hopefully take care of the situation.
Are we the only people who have these kind of pet calamities in the wild, sexy land of people who
I don't know.
have a sex positive lifestyle? Sex positive lifestyle and a animal calamity lifestyle, all in the same vibe.
Oh, I think. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people that have dogs and stuff. It seems.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if anybody else out there goes, oh yeah, baby, baby, oh my God, he's pooping in the freaking.
There we go.
There we go. Hold on, let's clean this up.
So we had some funny nights this week too, where we had commercials that we were doing.
Oh, we did the Spotify commercials,
and we did the swap shop.
Did we do swap? We didn't do swap shop yet.
Yes, we did.
I remember doing that.
Commercial for your swap shop.
We didn't do it yet. I don't have anything written up we've done for the swap shop.
Oh, then it had to be a Spotify one then.
Yeah, we did a Spotify one because Spotify hit us up and said, your next ad thing is ready to go. So if you want to do that, we make a little bit of change here and there with Spotify, but we haven't set up the one for the full swap shop.com yet. Although we are on fullswapshop.com. Yeah. /sexy Injigundo, where all of our cool merchandise is. So
come check it out. Come buy a dildo. Come buy a
There's no dildos for sale.
I know. I was joking. There's not. But you know what? That could happen one day. We tried to make a Gigundo dildo.
We could do that, but that's not really something that's I'm not an in-demand porn stud.
You never know. You got the perfect size cockawini.
According to you.
Yeah, and a lot of other people.
You're the only one who's had my cockawini in almost 20 years.
No, I know that, but on the StreamMate, people like your cock.
Well, thank you. Yes, I have StreamMate.
They like your ass too.
They like my ass too.
And then in the beginning of the week, I was at my vanilla job, and getting hit up by someone on Text Panther.
Sex Panther.
I call it Text Panther.
Actually, I think it is Text Panther in the app that you have to use on your iPhone because they're not allowed to say sex on the iPhone because sex is evil.
Well, it is.
It is. It's evil. It's sinful.
But anyway, it was quite. I had someone he had a big cock, and he blew his load.
Oh yeah, you got
sending
videos.
Me videos. Yeah,
you were getting taken care of there while at work. Danger. Yeah. That's a sketchy thing. I don't recommend it. I had a long Sex Panther thing too. I had somebody hit me up and they wanted me to be coach. I did the whole thing. I did a texting scenario where I was coach and took him home, and Sally watched and pegged me, and then he was sucking there was all kinds of fantasies going on there. Yeah, it was an interesting sexting.
It was. Yeah, so we had a busy sexting week. And then what else do we have? Monday night.
What's going on in Sally's sexy life?
Oh, we had a Monday night cam session with Maverick.
Oh yeah, sexy little Maverick was all over you. And he was very, very nice, very respectful, and he was just watching us and having a good time. Going, "Oh, you guys are hot."
He's a hot one. This one, Maverick. Yeah, if you ever come across this, we're hot for you.
Yeah.
And he had a special request. He wanted a standing doggy.
Yes, which is something we haven't done in actually a long time. And then we got down and did it, and I enjoyed. I like looking over at her because I can see her on the monitor, and she looks absolutely fantastic in her high heels and her sexy legs, and just the way her breasts are dangling in front of me as I have her bent over, and I'm sliding my cock into her.
That was a crazy busy night. We had Maverick, the standing doggy, and then we had someone that wanted your butt cheeks and balls. You remember that? It was like,
that sounds like a good podcast name too. Butt cheeks and balls.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks and balls.
And then right after that, we had the 69 with the dildo in the ass.
Oh yeah, that was Steve-O or somebody. He was like, 69. I was like, yeah, I love 69, Sally. And then he's like, all right, can you stick a dildo in his ass? So I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I love sticking shit in Chicago's ass. Thank you so much, all of our lovely fans who want to see my ass violated by Miss Sally Sexy.
We had someone that wanted to peg you that night, but they bailed. They came in and left. Remember?
Yeah, they were just like in and out, so to speak.
Yeah, it takes. That's something I want to talk about. People gotta understand that when they want us to peg him or want me to peg him, a little bit of prep that needs to go into this. Number one, start the private or the exclusive because you have 30 seconds that you're going to have to wait anyway. So in that time, you got to understand, I got to get that gear on.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times we get that whole thing where they're like, well, get everything ready to go and then we'll take you to private.
I'm like,
nah, I'm not doing that, man. Like, nah, we're gonna you want to see this, then you better nut up and goddamn be a man.
Yeah.
I'm taking one for the team. You need to do what you need to do.
Yep.
So and say, I mean, it'd be sexy seeing someone think, I'm gonna put my strap on.
Yeah.
It's not like it's. You don't want to throw the circus music on and then turn this into a circus act where you're going, see how fast. I hate it when people say that. How fast can he come? First of all, I'm not coming, number one, because I'm going to bang her until my dick falls off. And number two, if you're all about like how fast somebody can come, you're not having any kind of sexual enjoyment for the right reason. You're just not. Whether it's just masturbating or anything else, you are not getting the full orgasmic experience that you could be. You need to prolong that. You need to have a good time. You need to make sure that when that, you savor that like a cool drink on a hot summer day. So, speaking of cool things on hot summer days, we started tanning again this week a little bit, and I went downstairs and somehow I was on a tanning bed. I tanned nude, of course, and I didn't realize I had my dick in a certain position, and as I'm laying there, I'm like, wow, my dick's feeling a little weird, like it's feeling a little tingle. I got up and I was like, ooh, it's a little smoky down there, and I burnt my dick. Not bad, but just enough where it was like earlier in the week I had that was the. I showed her and she's like, oh my goodness, you've got a red streak on. I was like, yeah, it's not there anymore. It only took like a day and a half for it to go away, but I was a little freaked out by that.
He was a little freaked out, and of course he's like, "What do I put on it?"
She takes that. What was it? You squirt? I'm like, you squirted it inside my fucking urethra.
No, it was it's actually like a burn itch ointment with Benadryl in it. It's like I think it was called Wall Drill because it was from Walgreens, but it was a spray, and it kind of got stuck when I sprayed it. So when it came out, it the aim was off. And yeah,
she blasted it right into me. I was like, "Yeah, what are you doing? Come on, what's going on here?"
Yep. So yeah, you were freaked out over that, like it went up your urethra.
But I'm fine. Everything's fully functional, working well. Thank you.
And then right away though. You healed up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely was a little burn. It was definitely a little burny when it first happened. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And Bean's going to make a bed in your lingerie.
Yeah, I know. That's all right.
So what else you got over there, Sally? What's next on your agenda?
Oh my God.
Weekly agenda of wild, sexy naughtiness that she remembers.
All right, so this is a really funny one. This is another one of our brilliant ideas. We decided because it's Memorial Day weekend. We have a very long weekend, and we're like, yeah, let's try a time to cam that we've never done before. That's a really oddball time. Like, let's try hit the other side of the world. We had discussed this once before, and that we never did it. And then our friend Bridget Holland, she asked if we had done it, and we are like, that's a really good idea. We thought about it, and we're like, you know what, let's do it. And we came up with the brilliant idea. I think it was actually my idea. Let's get up at 3 a.m, and we'll get on by like 4 or something. So we made it on by 4:44.
Yep. Yeah, it was early. That's before we ever even get up in the morning on a weekday when we're going to work. And we got up, we got on, and it was sort of dead. There was really nobody coming on. I don't think we got one private or anything going on.
No. Mm-mm.
So we got all right, you know what, this isn't working. Let's just go downstairs. Let's go hang out for a little while. And I forget what you did. Like did you go down to chill out, or because I didn't go back to sleep at that point? Did I go?
No, you went and cammed.
Yeah, I think I went and cammed for a while, and then it was like 7 o'clock or so. Then we came back up and gave it a shot, and we were doing pretty good at that hour.
Yeah,
we were hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah, that we'll definitely do again. 6:30, 7 o'clock was like the golden hour.
And then I think then I kept camming for a while. You were going to go lay down, and then the dog was barking. And
oh my God, it was this weird day of being so incredibly exhausted. And every time we tried to take a little bit of a nap, the dog would bark. There would be noise outside. There would be something going on where I would like literally just doze off and then get ripped awake. And we ended up in Home Depot at like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the morning, 11 o'clock, something like that. And I'm walking around, I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel right. Neither one. And then I realized that Sally was not feeling right either. Neither one of us. We were so. It was like we were hung. I guess we were hungover, sort of. I wasn't hungover from drinking.
No, we were just exhausted.
Just exhausted because we get up at 3 a.m. and we're not even thinking that our bodies aren't used to. So we had like sex. What is that called when you take
sex lag?
Sex lag. Yeah, it's jet lag. So we had sex lag.
Yeah.
We were up at 3 a.m. trying to bone our brains out.
Yeah.
And then when we did bone, there was that one session. I think we were really fucking really hard. Like we were banging away. So wow, yeah. It was definitely. We figured out when it was a good time to be on in the morning for us, but it took a little bit of tiredness to do that, and we were. And not only that, but we were like, you know what? Let's go out. We wanted to paint the front porch because we got new railings put on this year, and we were like, let's redo. So then we were like, all right, fuck it, let's go outside. And we painted the fucking porch, and we were like, and it started getting warm out.
We were tired, and it was hot, and I was like, just starting to feel really shaky and not right. And yeah, that was, and it was like one of those days where it was like you felt like you lived a lifetime. Like it was so long, and so much stuff got done that day, even though you were totally exhausted. And that was the morning when we did get going. That was when Bobcat showed up.
Bobcat
was someone who wanted to pay me to really.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's what he said. That might be his fantasy, but he's like 500 for bang you.
1,000.
He went to 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000, and he was in a private, and he's having fun with us, but he kept talking to Sally as though he wanted to actually bang her.
Yeah, I guess he was up in Boston because he asked if I had ever had a Boston cream pie, and we were like, we know what a cream pie is. What's a Boston? He's like, someone from Boston giving you a cream pie. And then he asked if we knew what a donut was.
Yeah,
I don't even know what he meant by that.
I don't know all these sexual euphemisms. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not that savvy,
Yeah.
sexually savvy.
So, yeah, so that's pretty much how our weekend's been going. It's only Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday, and we're setting up to do a podcast, a dual podcast tomorrow with one of our friends, Bridget Holland,
who you might have fucked.
Yeah. If you listen to us, you might have.
Yeah.
You might have gone into a private with her and had a good time. Or met her at one of the Las Vegas sex clubs. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's a bit more kinky than we are.
Yeah, our Bridget is very adventurous.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a nice podcast interview with Bridget Holland. So be there and don't miss it.
Yes, that'll be the next podcast will be hopefully with Bridget Holland. If something happens and I can't get that all together in time, then we'll be playing this podcast. But both will come out. So we'll be going, what's going on? What's he talking about? Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, she's very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to cover a lot of really.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's probably going to be a long podcast. I'm looking forward to it.
It might be a two-parter.
Ooh, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's make it a two-parter.
Yeah, we can end it on a cliffhanger.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to her about the cliffhanger we should end it on. But so today is the 27th.
Today is May 27th. We're recording the podcast. Very important.
This is a big day. It is our anniversary.
We consider this to be our anniversary because this anniversary. I sound like a little kid. Because 18 years ago on this day we met each other for the first time and had dinner and hung out and.
I still remember. I had French fries and gravy.
French fries and gravy. She had her little tight jeans on and her Vans, and she wandered into the place with her little pickup truck, and we hung out. It was very fun. She was very nice to talk to. She was a lot of fun, and I had another date that weekend.
He had a great smile, and I did not have another date that weekend.
No, I was number one list. She had dates with dogs that weekend to do things. I had another date, and I went on another date that weekend, and I was like, I need to get back to Sally. And, that was that.
I don't know why. She wanted to fuck you.
She did. I had the other day. I've told Sally the whole story about this other woman that I met, and she was like that. I met her, and she was ready to jump on my D right there, and I guess.
What did she say? She's like,
"You had me at hello." Look, I'll be honest with you. You had me at hello. I'm like, well, that's cheesy, but that's very sweet. And I was like, well.
And she just wanted to bang you.
She was like ready to go. She was ready for action. She was like, wow. It sort of freaked me out that I could have that effect on a woman where she's like, you are so fucking hot to me. I want to fuck your brains out like right now. I was like, wow. I think I have to be a little more careful and choosy about what I'm doing because I can get myself into a lot of trouble with that kind of mentality. So Sally here had all of her shit together, and she was very nice. And I was like, let me pursue this and see where it leads. I think this might lead in a positive direction. And there's a lot of other things we've discussed on the podcast that said, be with Sally, see how it goes with Sally. And I met her on a Friday. Saturday I went on a date, and Sunday I was back over her place, and we were having fun. And then of course here we are 18 years later, and it was definitely a good decision because she turned me into a sexy porn cam stud guy and I have a super freaky wild woman here that's just absolutely outrageously sexy. Aww. And fun, and my best little buddy, and I can't imagine anything else other than every day waking up with her sexy little ass right next to my hard cock so I can grind up against her.
We do that, don't we?
Yes, we do. I was waking up this morning, I had a stiffy, and I was caressing her ass. That's what I do. I love to caress her booty.
Aww.
That's one thing.
I love you. Happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah, it was fun because we went to an engagement party with a big dinner. It was almost like we had an anniversary party.
Yeah, it was a big thing. My sister, I'm asking my sister, do you know where you were 18 years ago today? And she's like, I have no fucking idea. I was like, well, here's what you were doing, because I remember you were at my place. I had a date. I went out on a date with her that night. I went to see you, and then I came back home. And the next day, I think they actually went back home because they were just down for the day or two. And I had just gotten divorced, and they were just down trying to keep me from losing my friggin' mind. And it wasn't more than like a month later, I was like, you come back down and meet Sally here and see where we're going. So,
yeah.
Oh my goodness! So I have to apologize to little Miss Sally here because we were in the hot tub earlier in the week, and we had actually you were in the hot tub for a session. I came down when we do sessions 20 minutes and then bubble stop, 20 minutes bubble stop. She had gone through the first session. I went down there. We were in the middle of doing some other stuff too, and I went down. We had bubbles. We had another set of bubbles, and the hot tub was done. And I had all these things I had to get done in my mind. I think I was editing the podcast, and I was doing some other stuff, and I wanted to get back in the house. And you were sort of like just lagging, getting out of the hot tub. So you remember you wandered over to the side of the hot tub, and you were sitting there.
Yeah.
And I was like, really, I was like, I gotta get out. I gotta get there. So you were like, and I go, and I just walked right over top of you. You remember when I did that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You can be like that.
Yeah. So I apologize for being so just wrapped up in my own nonsense and so I walked right over top of the hot tub. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I need to get in the house. There's so many things I gotta do." I don't know. And she's like, So she that's my super Sally sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to try and have some sort of relaxation.
Yeah, she gets out of the hot tub like the friggin' little Sally sexy mermaid, and she will stay in there. Now, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday or the night before, we were in the hot tub, and we were just sitting there and hanging out. And she got over to the edge of the hot tub, and we were just sitting and hanging out and talking, and we just hung in there. But I didn't. I was like, I can't do that same thing. I'm like, we gotta get out of the hot tub.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the big deal was. Like, what is this time crunch that
exactly.
I wasn't aware about?
I just had I just build things up in my brain where I'm like, I need to get this done, that done, this done, that done, that done, that done. In order for me to feel as though I've accomplished what I need to accomplish for the night. I need to get this posted on our website. I need to get this posted on the OnlyFans. I need to get so many GIFs done, so we have that content ready. I want to finish up some photographs, and then I'll be able to relax for the evening. I got to post them, something on Twitter, and then
I get it. I have a lot of things I do too.
Yeah.
Like
there's no need to not be nice to Sally and give her hot tub sign.
I don't try to be mean to you, unless I'm super tired and cranky.
Oh yeah, she was cranky as hell yesterday.
Yeah.
It's time for cranky coming out.
Well, it was just like things were happening that were just taking way longer than we had expected. And I'm just like, I should have been in the hot tub like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I was just so exhausted and so tired. And, it's like, you just get to a point and it's like, I can't do this anymore. So, yeah, I mean, you have your moments. I have my moments too. And I will not say I don't, because my mother would tell you, she's tired.
That's funny because my mom would say that shit to me too. I'd be like, "Goddamn, that fucking thing, goddamn." Oh, somebody get tired. And then you're like, oh, your head's ready to explode when your mom's just like sort of like blowing you off. And you're like, oh, somebody's getting tired.
I know, but my mother would say that, and she was right. Like, I would just wear out to a point where I would be so tired and exhausted. And the thing is, like, I don't run on fuel like everybody else does. Like, everybody else is eating sugar and carbs and this and that, and I can't digest most of that. So I'm running on like lean
fuel.
Yeah.
Lean fuel.
I'm very lean. So when I bottom out, it's hard. There ain't nothing left to give at that point. So yeah, I can be a handful when I'm that tired too. So I get it. I know.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that we do that we're sort of like totally being total assholes to each other. It's when you're in relationships for 18 years, you can't be on top of your game every single moment of the day, but you have to.
And there's one thing that I do that I drink. He doesn't. And I know, like, when I'm in that hot tub and I'm getting dehydrated in there on an empty stomach with alcohol, you start getting a little tired of me at that
Well,
point.
you're definitely, your attitude changes. Like, you're a little more temperamental when you get like that. Like, if you say the wrong thing, she'll be like, "What?" And so I'm like, I'm not done. I'm not saying anything of the.
Yeah, it also depends too, and because as people that drink know, certain alcohols hit people differently, and it really can depend on what you're drinking at that moment and your attitude. So, but yeah, I think that night I didn't eat, and I drank some stuff out there, and that can just hit me like a Mack truck too. But yeah, so our hot tub is working.
Hot tub is back and operational, and we are using the living shit out of it again.
Yeah.
All of our hot tub friends out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a hot tub sex couple.
Yeah, and I needed it because I don't know what I did to my back this week from painting, but I totally wrecked myself.
And I drove Sally crazy because we got the hot tub all fixed and we had time off. So that's actually what made me come out later. One time, I think it was the night before last, where I was like, oh, you know what? We've always talked about this. Let's throw the camera on when we're in the hot tub.
Oh God! And I was exhausted.
Yeah. So she was a little. You had a couple of drinks, so you were loosened up enough where you're like, this isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I bring the camera out. I'm setting the camera up over here, and I put the streaming thing on, and I turn it on. People start coming in the room.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch! I just want to see like how it would work. Are we gonna get this good streaming connection? And I used a little iPhone that we have, and that's what I use, which is not a good idea because both of us are sitting there going, "What?" So I flip it around, I put it up on the deck, and I point it down at us. Somebody comes in, and the minute I get that done, and they take us into a private. I was like, "Son of a bitch!" It sounds like, "Rip your dick out! I'm gonna suck your dick right now." So and then she starts sucking my dick. So then we get some gold, and I was like, "Oh, this is got." So then she's like, "You know what? Fuck it, let this thing run. Let's do this for a little while." And I started running it, but we really couldn't see what was going on. I was moving the camera, and you could see the camera, and then it started getting darker, and you couldn't see us right. People coming out, I can't really see it, and I'm trying to.
And there was an audio issue.
Yes, I didn't have the audio set correctly, and people couldn't hear us, and they can't hear you, and so she started getting a little agitated. And she's like, "Can you turn that off?" So I was like, "Yes, it's a good idea. Like, next time there's no neighbors around."
Yeah, the neighbor was walking around, which is not good.
so yeah, we might be in the hot tub occasionally with streaming. So
it seemed to be a hit.
A proof of concept. We did a proof of concept.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was just like a lot of weird shit this week.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of funky stuff.
Yeah, and I felt like I got kicked in the ribs all week. So I don't know what I did. I pulled something whereas like all underneath here, like I was having problems breathing, and it felt like it radiated through the middle of me out the back, like whatever pain issue I was dealing with. And but you know, it's like, did I do something? Because I can have weird reactions where I get strange pain things that go on, like from something I'm doing. You know, whether I'm eating something new or drinking something different. Like I can get really weird shit like that. But you know, I feel pretty good right now. It's probably the best I've felt all week. Which is good.
Yeah, well, you know, that's when she told me what happened and she explained to me how she did some stuff. I was like, "Oh, you probably pulled something underneath there."
Yeah.
I'm like, I've done lots of crazy, weird injuries like that. Yeah. And I'm like, when you do something like that, you're looking at a few weeks before you're really back to where you were. And she's like, "Oh, it's been a couple of days." I'm like, "No, a couple of days ain't gonna do it, man. You're gonna have to."
Yeah.
It's gonna suck. You're gonna be in pain.
Yeah, I know what I kind of did. Like when I was painting my reptile room, I was sliding these. I mean, I don't have tanks. I have enclosures. Like I have these big 8-foot by 2-foot, 6-foot by 3-foot professional reptile enclosures. And you know, I'm sliding them around trying to paint the walls, and it was the tegu cage, and that's a 6-foot by 3-foot by 3-foot cage, and I tried to slide it back into place, and I kind of slipped. And when I did that, like my elbow just like slammed into me and like hit my ribs, and it was right after that I started having issues. So yeah, it still hurts. Actually, just doing that hurts, but at least now I can breathe and feel like I'm in pain. So yeah.
We are super excited and more than a little turned on to announce that we have been nominated for Best Content Creator at the 2023 ASN Awards.
If you would like to help us win so we can fly to Las Vegas and let our freak flag fly, then head to
vote.sexyandjugundo.com to cast your ballot for us as Best Content Creators.
It's super easy to do.
Go to the site,
put in an email, scroll down to Best Content Creator, pull the drop down, and select us, Sexy and Jugundo.
You can vote twice every day, so vote early and vote often. Then hit us up for a good time.
Twinkle, twinkle, Sexy and Jugundo loves you.
Vote.sexyandjugundo.com.
Best Content Creator, Sexy and Jugundo. Yeah.
Oh, the life of Sally Sexy.
Yeah, the things that happen in my life. But we did something really cool today. And it's the first time in almost 2 years since we've had your car.
Oh, we took the car.
Yeah.
Took it to the car wash. Yeah. Yeah, I took my Tesla through the car wash. I was a little nervous about doing that for the first 18 months I've had this thing. I'm like, I don't know. They say you shouldn't take it through. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm tired.
Explain why. Why they?
Because apparently it's the paint of the car is their whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it swirls the paint. I get it. I'm like, I'm taking a car. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is a $50,000 automobile. Like, if I can't take a goddamn $50,000 car to a car wash, it ain't worth $50,000.
No.
So just take it to the car wash. The guys at the car wash knew exactly what to do because I had to put the little Tesla car so they could do whatever they had to do with it. So it was like the key for it. And I got out of it, and the guy goes to put it in car wash mode. I was like, oh, this guy knows exactly what has to be done with Tesla because, yeah, you push the car wash mode, it'll roll the car. I was like, there you go, man. Do your thing. And went right through and had no problems. Came out fine, clean as fucking whistle.
And it was what, one car behind us?
Yeah, one car was the car behind us, and then the car behind us was a Model X.
Yeah, so another one.
Yep, another Tesla that behind us. And I look at those license plates and it says, "Who is John Galt?" You don't know anything about this. Who is John Galt refers to Ayn Rand, who was a whack nut. This is a whole far right wing thing. It's a wacky thing, but I saw a license plate and I'm like, license plate frame. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
And he's driving a Tesla and he's a fucking cuckoo bird?
Yeah, he's a cuckoo. It's a cuckoo bird because it's so funny. This woman, Ayn Rand, who this is all about this book that she wrote where the whole of society collapses because all of these super genius people, that the ones who really make things happen, they just decide that they're going to leave society and go. It's believing that a person like Elon Musk is God Almighty, and he's the only reason that Tesla could ever exist. I'm like, no, the engineers and the people who
but he wasn't there from the
no. I'm just saying, like, it's that kind of mentality where these people are the leaders that make things happen. I'm like, nah, that's not actually. And the woman
usually trust fund babies.
And the woman who wrote these books eventually at the end of her life was living off of the welfare system because she became an invalid and she was like, with the societies, what we should do as human beings. But I just saw the license plate thing and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Was he the dude with the Pink Floyd shirt?
Yeah. So all these weird dichotomies. Like,
that doesn't make any sense.
That was fun. It's funny you bring that up because remember I was talking about the thing where people are like, do you guys listen to the lyrics of the songs that you're screaming about when? Because I don't want to get into all that on the podcast. I want to keep it like light and funny and stuff. But I'm like, I really listen to these. If you're screaming "Rage Against the Machine" and you certain way of thinking, you need to really think about what you're listening to because it's not following the mindset.
Yeah, you shouldn't be right wing and be screaming "Rage Against the Machine" because
they're
talking about you.
Let's just say that if you're a right wing person and you're screaming "Rage Against the Machine," fuck no, I won't do what you tell me. Don't.
No.
Don't. You're nuts.
Because you're the reason for that song.
Yeah, you're the reason for the song. They're screaming about you. That's what's going on there. So don't do that because you're just not looking intelligent if you're doing that. That's all I really want to say. I don't want to get deep into it. Just don't do that. Find another song. Find some people that are that right wing mentality groups. I'm sure there are, and they're screaming their song. Don't use "Rage Against the Machine," or like something like don't use we're not going to take it either from Twisted Sister, who, guys, they wore makeup.
Well, he would get very pissed anyway. They would come after you.
It's like, come on, guys, let's be realistic about it. But,
I wouldn't fuck with D. Schneider. He's a tough dude.
You think so?
He's smart.
I think so. He's a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
But don't do that. Don't. Pay attention. There'll be quizzes later.
Yeah.
But so what else you got down there on your list of next? So all right. So I came up with an idea that we're gonna implement in the next few weeks, and that is we're gonna critique our own porn. So you can hear us in the background fucking.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about it. I mean, all the audio of that, like we could put that out because people have put that out on podcasts where it's just audio of people having wild sex. But I'm like, we should critique our own, like what was going on, and I bet you it would be really funny. And
that is gonna be funny.
And Sally was like, "Oh, that's freaking hilarious. Let's do that."
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing that. You'll be hearing us boning in the background and critiquing.
Yes.
That's coming up on new episodes of Sally and Mitch's Camming Couple podcast. Oh my goodness.
So we bought ourselves a couch today.
Yes.
For our anniversary.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I guess that is what we did there.
Yeah.
Because the current couch that we had, we thought it was a great idea, and we bought it. Turns out that it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was going for that kind of idea and everything, but it was just so fucking heavy. I couldn't move it around. And all right, so this is our thing. So in our living room, we have a fireplace, and we like to sleep in front of it in the winter. So we used to have this futon thing that we would throw on the floor, and then we'd sleep in front of the fireplace. Like, you know, like you'd build a tent fort, we would camp out.
We're very much not adults.
Yeah. So then I was like, you know, maybe we should just get a couch that could like turn into a bed, you know, like a sofa sleeper or you know, something like that. So we bought this couch that actually folded out into a bed, and it had an ottoman with it, but that was actually part of the bed. So the problem we were having with that is that, it slid. We would be sleeping on it, and it would slowly slide out. So one of us would fall into a hole. Not comfortable.
No, not comfortable. It is not comfortable.
Yeah. So the couch, I was starting to hate it too because it was very heavy, and it had, what I liked about it was there was storage underneath where you could, you know, pull the cushions up and, you know, put quilts and stuff underneath. But the thing was so heavy, and it was so awkward to try to pull it up that, you know, it's like, it was just not functional for me at all. And I'm like, wow, I'm really starting to hate this thing. It's huge, it's bulky, it's heavy. I can't get it to do what I need it to do on my own without kind of hurting myself.
Even when we slept on it, it was still a pain in the ass because to fold it flat so we could lay on it, you had to pull it away from the wall. And so it was a bit of more of a pain in the butt than we thought.
Yeah.
And so the first winter that we had it, we occasionally slept downstairs. And then like the last couple of winters, we were like, nah, we didn't use it for what we intended to use it for.
Yeah.
Then we saw this thing in our local little store, and we're like, oh wow, this is really neat. We saw it like last week.
Yeah.
And Sally pulled it out. She's like, oh, this is amazing. I was like, yeah, it's $1,200. He's like, all right. And she saw there were sales going on this week. She's like, we should go back when the sales are going on and see if there's a sale on that couch. I was like, all right. So we went back today, and it didn't show any sale stuff on there, but Sally, in her indomitable fashion as the hardcore feminist woman that she is, was like, I'm gonna go find out if there's a motherfucking sale on this thing. So she asked the guy. He's like, oh, let me check. Sometimes they don't put it on there. Let me see for you. And he said, yeah, it's on sale, 40% off. It's like it's $7.75 or something like that.
From 11 something.
Yeah, from $11.99.
I was like,
so that was it. And we were like, all right, we'll take it. So
yeah,
which I think is going to be absolutely fantastic this winter. I'm going to want to lay down there and just chill by the fire. I loved laying by. It's just so nice to lay by the fire, and it turns on and off in the middle of the night, and you're just there and you watch a movie. It's sort of romantic, and it's fun, and yeah. So we'll do some podcasts down there too.
Oh my god, I can't wait to try this thing out. It's so easy. It pulls out, and it's like a trundle bed.
Yes.
So it's like a couch, and the bed extensions underneath. So it's got these two little pulls, and it's so easy. Like you barely have to do anything to it, and just pulls out and pops up. And then the other side actually has springs where there's storage, so it just pops right up, and it's like storage. And then the headrests are adjustable, and they flip up, they flip down. And I was like, this is gonna just be so much better.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You don't have to move it away from the couch.
No, because I mean it doesn't lay flat down that way, but it doesn't have to because it pulls out and it's so much bedroom there that it's comfortable. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Which is also good because that means when we're laying there in the middle of the night, nothing's going to fall off the bed into the crack, and we're like, oh, look at that! Now I got something over there.
Yeah, the poor dog would fall down in the canyon, or we'd lose the remote constantly.
Yeah, we lose remotes and stuff. We have stuff falling all over the place.
I mean, should we sleep down there tomorrow night?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what's going on.
I feel like we might have to break it in.
Rare.
Huh?
Wow. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So we go to the couch.
Yay, us. We're adulting, right?
I guess so, because adults buy couches with the intent of having sleeping down in their fireplace and
camping out.
Camping out.
So that's cool. I'm all about it. I'm excited. So that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow's big deal. Tomorrow is couching, podcasting, or couching, fucking, and then podcasting. Something like that. We'll get it going on.
Something in that general order. We also found out this week that we found two things out. There are two swinger events that are going on. One of them is right down the road from our house.
Oh yeah.
This is a little bit of a freak out. I was like, it said Tom's Retreat.
Yeah.
And we're like, where is? I'm like that. I was like, oh my god, I know this. I know exactly where this is.
Yeah, so do we.
And
we never knew what it was.
And then we looked it all up. We're like, oh. And inside was like, oh, we're going to that. I was like, we got the pool and stuff there. I was like, oh my god, we're going. And so yes, we RSVP'd to that. So we'll be going to that. That's at the end of August.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You're dying for that one. You're like, oh, all about it.
This pool is like something out of like a tropical resort. Like It's just ridiculous. Like the pool is like, it's like a lake, and it's got bridges over it with gazebos. And I'm like, the only place I've ever seen shit like this is out of these resorts down like Jamaica or the Caribbean. I'm like, well, we're going.
So we RSVP to that, and we're going to be going there and hanging out and having hopefully a good time there. And then I showed her that there's one that's going back to whatever hotel they have, but Satan's Lair. So
that'll be our Halloween
thing at the moment. Yeah,
that's fun. You know why? Because we have so many clothes.
See, I have so much cool stuff to wear, and there's wacky stuff that I have to wear, and we just never are able really to get down and get dirty and have fun.
Well, it's a little risque to wear to your local, neighborhood party.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No.
It has to be more of an adult kind of affair.
Yeah.
So
we're geared up for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're already pretty much prepared to do what we've begun doing. So I guess we'll really be kicking into high gear in the middle of summer is when we're really going to be.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Unless we somehow get to a club at some point and you're like, let's go. Which you keep telling me, let's just go.
That's how we ended up at the last one. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then we get out there and you're like, oh,
I know.
I'm just going to snooze for the night. And I'm like, oh, no, you're not.
No, get your ass up out that bed, boy. We're going to the goddamn swinger club, swinger party, swinger hotel takeover. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
I swung it so much, I pulled a hip muscle, a groin muscle. I popped a groin muscle. That's when you know you dance too much.
She wiggled her little booty.
I did.
And I squeezed it.
All right, did you sweat enough?
Yeah, it's getting hot up here. This is our third floor, and we didn't turn the air conditioning out. We turned it on, cooled it off, and now it's heating back up again.
Royally hot.
Yeah, because we have like a shitload of lights that are blasting on us.
Yeah, and I need window screens to put in the windows. We gotta open the windows now.
Yep.
It's getting a little hot.
Yes, ma'am. It's that time of year.
So what else are we doing tonight?
I guess we're gonna go chill out for a while. We got the couch taken apart. Yeah. We did our little podcast thing, had some fun, and unless you want to come back up here, cool the room off, and fuck for a while. It's only 10 o'clock. We could come up here, we could fuck.
No.
Half an hour. We could be fucking. Fuck, fuck, fuck. The fact that she's sitting here going,
I'm actually considering it.
that might be a fun, like, we could fuck, and then we could just go do our stuff in the morning, and then in the late afternoon tomorrow, we could fuck some more. And then we could do a podcast with Bridget and then just relax.
It's possible. Oh, you want to do that?
I would do that. I would do that.
I'm calling him on it.
She does this to me a lot lately.
So what do you got to do? You got to take
I'm going to take a couple of
go-go juice?
Yeah, a couple of go-go juicers. In 30 minutes, I mean, I'm ready to go now, but in 30 minutes, I'll be super ready to go. But, in 30 minutes, this will be nice and cooled off.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. All right, so, we're fucking in the future.
Future fucking.